address three questions. One, what technology is presently available to social workers, social work educators? Two, what technology is presently being used by social workers? And three, what technology do you predict will be available in the future? Where are we heading? What can we anticipate? The first panel has been asked in particular to address the field, what's happening in the field, what's happening in practice. The second panel, which Dean Hess will chair, has been asked to address the question of implications, in particular for education. I'd like to introduce the first panel, and what I'll do is introduce all of them at the beginning, and then we can move right into presentations without interruptions. The first presenter will be Dr. Rami Benvenishti, who is professor of social work at Hebrew University in Jerusalem, Israel. And Rami, I think, gets the prize for coming the furthest. Came all the way from Israel at this point. Dr. Benvenishti holds a PhD in psychology and social work from the University of Michigan. He is a professor of social work at Hebrew University in Jerusalem, and his areas of interest include clinical judgment and decision-making and expert systems. Dr. Benvenishti is author of 2 books and approximately 30 peer-review articles and chapters on these topics. He has been extensively involved in the development and implementation of clinical and integrated information systems for foster care in the United States and abroad. Our next panelist will be Dr. Wallace Gingrich, Wally to most of us. Dr. Gingrich is professor of social work at the Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, where he previously served as the associate dean and interim dean. His teaching and research interests are in the areas of clinical practice, clinical research and evaluation, family therapy, and computer applications in clinical practice. His current research is directed toward developing a computer-assisted record-keeping system for case managers serving persons with chronic mental illness. Dr. Gingrich publishes widely and has consulted with many public and private human service agencies on computer applications and brief therapy. His memberships include the National Association of Social Workers, the Council of Social Work Education, and the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy. Dr. Gingrich received his MSW and PhD in social work from Washington University in St. Louis and was a postdoc fellow in mental health intervention design at the University of Michigan. Prior to coming to Cleveland, he practiced psychiatric social work in several community mental health settings in California and was a member of the faculty of the School of Social Welfare at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Our third panelist is Dr. Lawrence Martin, Larry again to most of us. Dr. Martin is an associate professor at social work and director of the social administration program at the Columbia University School of Social Work. He holds the MSW degree and a PhD in political science from Arizona State University and the MIM degree in international business from the American Graduate School of International Management. Dr. Martin is the co-author of 5 books and over 40 articles dealing with human services administration, purchase of service contracting, privatization and contracting out, and state and local government. Prior to his academic career, Dr. Martin worked for 15 years as administrator for state and local government agencies and nonprofit organizations. Our fourth panelist is Dr. Paula Narayas. Dr. Narayas received her MSW from the University of Hawaii and her PhD in psychology and social work from the University of Michigan. Her scholarship is focused on social cognitive analysis of perception and decision-making under conditions of stress and uncertainty. This has included clinical reasoning and critical thinking by practitioners and the use of research and computer tools as decision supports. Current research focuses on women's risk perception and response to threat of injury, aggression, HIV, by partners and social acquaintances. Recent publications include the book, Social Cognition and Individual Change, with A. Brower, and the other book, Human Services Practice, Evaluation, and Computers, with Dr. Hudson. And the last presenter for the first panel this morning is Laura Shabila. Ms. Shabila graduated from the school, Columbia University School of Social Work, in 1994 in the area of social administration. While at Columbia, she interned at the Center for Social Policy and Practice in the Workplace, Families and Work Institute, and the New York City Office of Public Advocate. After graduation, Ms. Shabila was hired as the Assistant Director of Northern Manhattan Improvement Corporation, which is a housing, legal service, organizing, and social service agency dedicated to serving the needs of the Washington Heights and Inwood community in Upper Manhattan. This agency sees over 6,000 clients per year in all of their combined programs. She is currently working on a computerized intake system to assist in more efficient service integration and client management, and she'll bring to the panel direct first-hand experience from the world of Manhattan agency work. So I'm delighted. Program first demonstrations through the lunch so that we won't have a lunch break per se. What we'll do is after this session, we will guide you, and we're going to walk out all together over to another building that's conducive to demonstrations on the other side of the campus. And there, lunch will be waiting for us, and we'll begin the demonstrations right there.